Good evening, everyone. This is Ron DeJesus, and I'll be kind of going over the overall storyboard for instruction 603 IDT, Instructional Design and Technology. And really, we're just going to be kind of getting into the conclusion of the course, and really for our final assignment, as far as for the overall site picture of how to create a storyboard. Now, so if we're looking right here at the actual PowerPoint, I decided to kind of go with PowerPoint so we can kind of create a kind of an ease of reference as far as for visual, and then it's really going to be kind of a little bit easier, a little bit easier interface of kind of going through the process and graph a good, nice graphical representation. So without further ado, if we're kind of going through the overall site picture we want, we're going to kind of go over with what the final project entails as far as the storyboards. So again, just really kind of what we want to do, create primary text, secondary text, specify as far as the font, style, size, color, colors and codes as far as for that, and describe the approximate file size and file types. Again, some of the stuff's going to be kind of simplified because we are going to be going over a little bit of a difference as far as for Bloom's taxonomy storyboard. Again, as far as from my perspective, and we kind of want to focus and really kind of align it towards one right now, and that's going to be the remember step when it comes to Bloom's taxonomy storyboard. So we're kind of get into it to kind of explain the process of the Bloom's taxonomy, or excuse me, taxonomy storyboard. So we have remember, understand, apply, analyze, evaluate, and create. Now, for me, and I look at it, and the way I understand it is remember is that's what we want our learners to really kind of go into and being able to kind of guide, understand, and really just remember, recall, like, hey, what's the overall purpose behind the instructional intervention? To recognize, to list, to describe, and really just identify what the overall intentions are. And then, so with that being said, we do have a reference guide that we're going to go back towards, and that's going to be our actual PowerPoint flowchart that we created last week. And then, so if we're kind of going through as far as the macro level, we got our three modules that we want to kind of focus in. That's really like the breakdown of what the instructional design process is. So the integrated resilience program instruction is going to be module 1, which equates to overall the resiliency piece. Hey, how are we going to actually train and what the program entails? So how to actually teach, how to facilitate, and so on and so forth. Module 2 is going to focus on integrated resiliency certification and training process, which means what are we doing to track, to understand, and to really engage and record as far as their certifications, scheduling, that whole piece. And that's going to get in kind of the technology requirements concerning Outlook familiarization, Excel familiarization, appointments, so on and so forth when it comes to records management, certifications, training records, what so on. And finally, Module 3, the Integrated Resiliency Mandated Policy Actions, which equates to what the actual policy is in accordance with the Department of Defense resiliency guidelines. How are we making our soldiers, sailors, airmen, civilians, pretty much everybody across the board when it comes to the Department of Defense more resilient? And what says that we have to do when it comes to the overall resiliency program piece? But more importantly, if we identify rooms for improvement, problem areas, corrective action processes, and things to make the process better, how do we actually up-channel that to make those changes on a command level wide, or at the very least a squadron, or at the very least on an installation level? So that kind of breaks down as far as where we're going to start pulling our data from. So when we kind of go back to overall PowerPoint, again, we're going to kind of be flipping back and forth when it comes to reference guides. So we do, and then as far as for reference, Bloom's taxonomy storyboard, hey, we want to look at remember. So remember, we're going to go back to our PowerPoint. Our title is going to be remember. And then so from there, we can have a breakdown as far as for what our title is going to be. And then so as far as for the overall font size, hey, Calibri, we can change that, we can update it, whatever the case is. And as far as for the sizing itself, 72, we can clearly articulate that. And so we're kind of going through here. Now it's going to be kind of going back to our overall flow chart when it comes to our macro level, overarching the different modules. And again, the kind of 7x7, we want it to make sure that it's not a too busy slide. We want to make sure that it's really kind of clear and concise, and how we can probably make sure the learner stays engaged, they're hooked, and it's not just too much of an oversaturation information. And then if you notice too, here we have some bullet points and some all the way to the right. So really kind of I have a preset here as far as the bullet points. And then as far as for annotations, alignment to the left. So if we're looking at that too, that's really the kind of purpose behind that. So we're looking at really kind of just 3 solid bullet points when it comes to the remember phase for Bloom's taxonomy chart. And so we're going to kind of go back and forth. And we're going to go start with module 1. And then we can go module 2. We can control copy. And then we can go back to module 3. And so if we're looking at it here too, we really got the representation as far as for what we want our learners to remember when it comes to the overall module 1, 2, and 3 piece. So this kind of really aligns to what a first or initial portion of the storyboard process is. And then so if we want to kind of go through and kind of the overall backtracking and kind of a summary, that's really kind of what we want to focus on. Hey, to recognize the list and really just overall what we want our learners to overall understand. And then kind of taking, Bloom's step for a little bit further for later on too. But again, kind of getting your guys' recommendations and perspective, as far as for afterwards, understanding the process, the application, the analyze, the evaluate, and then the creation piece. Really kind of going diving a little bit more in depth when it comes to the understanding. Hey, how are we getting our learners to understand each one of those module concepts? So going into a little bit more deep dive when it comes to that. Then the actual application phase. Hey, how are we going to actually get our learners to individually execute the process? Then how are we going to do the analytics, whether it's metrics, whether it's the overall or overarching reference documents, source documents, the assessment piece, what our actual assessment tool looks like, how are we holding our learners accountable, and then plus are we getting the feedback, and then really, how are they going to implement the creation process? What are they doing as far as for execution piece? So, I mean, really, we're kind of going back here. If we want to, kind of mix and match as far as for the color codings, make sure they kind of overmatch. We may get some green, some orange, and some blue. And if we want to kind of focus on this, we can make sure that the font style, so we can go, green and then orange, maybe a little bit darker, and then blue. And so that kind of creates kind of an ease of reference as far as for the overall importance behind color coding, a little bit more of a streamlined sight picture of why module 1, 2, and 3 are a little bit different concepts, but that's what we want our learners to keyword remember. But really, hey, looking forward to getting your guys' perspective on this. Again, it's my first really kind of practical application understanding for the overall process of storyboards. Hope to kind of get your feedback. Make sure that my final project is good to go, meets the expectations, possibly maybe exceeds it. But again, looking forward to yours and the professor's feedback. Again, guys, thanks again. Have a good night.